This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just want to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes Podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you, you never need to doubt it. I'll make sure you're so sure without it. God only knows what I'd be without you. If you should ever leave me, though life will still go on, believe me, the world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. Hello, and welcome to the Mocha Minutes Podcast. I am Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. It's an interesting time because right now this episode is a little bit mobile because I am not in my usual cone of recording. But I do have not a unusual suspect here with me. I have Mr. Old Man Wade from the Old Man Wade Show, or Damn It Wade. We have him here because he is joining me to continue Miss Mocha's Summer is Supposed to Be Fun as we recap The Boys Season 3 finale. Oh man, Wade, how are you?
Astonishingly awesome. How are you?
Oh, I am. Period. Dot. That's it. It's been an interesting few weeks. Not sure why. No, actually, no, I do know why. But it's a little bit interesting. But thank you so much for joining me as we talk about the finale of season 3 of The Boys, which I have to say, it's my favorite season so far.
It just keeps getting better.
It was a really, really, really good season. Mm-hmm. I am thoroughly impressed by this. So for everybody who doesn't know, The Boys, and the reason why I like doing these recaps of The Boys with the Old Man Wades, the DD Sweets, the Charmaines, I like doing these kind of recaps because one, they are comic book blurry people that I just adore. So it's like I can go, hey, is this what happened? They're like, yeah, or no, that didn't happen at all. So I'm trying to think, so Brandon from Why So Serious is the reason why I started watching the show. I didn't start watching the show till literally it was over because he kept saying, yeah, you should watch it. Yeah, you should watch it. And my hard-headed ass said, yeah, I guess. And then I got suckered in and it was like, yep, I love it because, Carl Urban is in this show. And for me, that was kind of enough. And he's like, I adore Carl Urban as a character. Yeah, and that is on the list of things, Wade, that we definitely have to discuss about character actors. People who play characters that you just like, I like him because they usually eat up scenery. Carl Urban is one of them. Giancarlo Esposito, who's in this show, is another one. Vincent D'Onofrio is another one. Oh, man. CCH Pounder is another one. It's like there's a lot of people that you like. They're character actors. You always see them, and you're like, let's talk about them in general and talk about how their characters move scenes and eat up scenery. Them
You
as
know who I'm
actors.
shocked you didn't mention? I'm shocked you didn't say Viola Davis.
See, that's the thing. Viola is a when I think character, I'm thinking people who are not like the main character of things. I mean, this is a departure for Carl Urban because he's like one of the main characters, but usually he's in the cast, but he's not in the like he's not top billing.
I get that.
Like, but I think Viola is a good one because I think I saw somebody tweeted out, it's like, has Viola Davis ever been in a comedy? I'm like, yes, she has. Medea goes to jail. They're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, she has been. Because when you think about Viola Davis, you don't think comedy with her, even though I think she probably is funny. But you don't think of funny from her. Kind of like people didn't think of seriousness from Jim Carrey.
That's true.
So it's kind of like if you were like one way. I was like, wait a minute, because when she said it, I was like, I know she was in a Medea movie, and those are considered. I'm putting that in quotes, considered comedy. And I'm sorry, it's kind of like a very small thing. And then I was thinking she had a very small part in a romantic comedy, but I didn't consider that a comedy. It's a Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan movie, and she played a very small part as a cop telling Hugh Jackman, pick up the poop, sir. I remember her lips. I remember her face. I watch a lot of movies. That's all I can say. I watch a lot of movies, a lot of TV, because you see them, they're like, what? Because man, I can't even think of the movie. And someone's probably going to be listening going, oh, I know what movie you're talking about. Like, you probably do. You probably know exactly what movie I'm talking about. But yeah, it's in my part.
Yeah.
Kate and Leopold.
I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's very much like I don't understand. Mind you, I'm talking about Meg Ryan, and Huey is Meg Ryan's son. And if you didn't know, you could look at Jack Quaid's face and say, "Oh, look, Dennis Quaid," and look at his shoulders and say, "Oh, look, Meg Ryan."
That's true. We talked about this on my show.
You did, because I think I also talked about it with Didi. I was like, he has Meg Ryan's build.
That's so funny.
And Dennis Quaid's face, which by the way is a very nice face, but he needs the shoulders to go with it.
Yeah, he got them bird shoulders.
He do. He got. I wish they were jazzy shoulders, but you know. So season 3 ends. What were you thinking about going into this finale?
So going in, I wrote an article on who was going to die because that was the main thing going into this was like heads are going to roll, people are going to get murked. You know what I mean? So that was my biggest thing going on, and I was wrong on a lot of them, especially Soldier Boy, which I know you want to get into. Oh. Phrasing.
I definitely want to get. I want him to get into it. Okay,
so that was my biggest thing was like who was going to die. Because I knew there was no way hell Homelander was gonna go, but beyond the deaths, I was wondering how powerful Homelander was going to become at the end of this season, and he became even more powerful. He became more powerful than I thought he could, and that's scary.
Yeah, I have to go back and listen to my episode with Dee because I was like, somebody's going to die, and it's going to be somebody that you're not expecting. I honestly did not expect who. Actually, no, I feel like I did. I don't know if it was me or Dee. I'm like, because I asked them, I'm like, do you think we were wrong in our prediction? Because I'm like, somebody's going to die. It's going to be a main character. But I don't know if he's considered the main character. I don't. I just miss the cartoons now. Now I want the cartoons. So yeah, let me just take my little time because I know Charmaine is probably listening. And let me just say this about Jensen Ackles. I need y'all who watch Supernatural for 84 years to explain to me how he do not have like some kind of sex scandal or something. I want to know why none of y'all have literally went like to town on this man because he's extremely attractive. And then he has this tempo of his voice. It's like, choke me, like right now. I don't know what it is. And I'm
because you've watched Supernatural. It's the gruffness.
I have never watched the show. And I'm
what?
I've never watched Supernatural.
You know what?
It's been on 50, 11 years. I'm like, it's been 84 years. And that show was on. And I'm like, I could go back and watch Supernatural, but did he have the facial hair? Because that makes a difference for me.
He it grows because you gotta know this was I want to say going on now, it might have been 15 years since the show started. So he was in his 20s when the show started. But as it goes on, he looks more mature. And not only does he look more mature, he looks more weathered because all the things that he's gone through, and I can't really get into it because it'll spoil just everything. But he becomes more mature, and even with the gruffness and the roughness of the exterior, you see that he has this really big heart. So if you liked him in this, you're gonna love him when you see when you see the kind of person he is in Supernatural.
You know what? That makes me want to watch. Not right now though, because I need to take 3 cold showers before I even attempt to get him to do this. So, because one, I think the thought of Soldier Boy is supposed to be a very old man. So it's like he has an old man voice. It's so funny when I think about it. Like Jensen Ackles has an old, mature porn star voice.
Wow.
I'm sorry, it's very specific. He seems like he's like 62 years old, popping Viagra, and he'll be like, take off your panties. Okay. It's like, I feel like you would just not say, you're not go, why? You're not asking any questions. You'd be like, yeah, there's no questions about that. It was very much, and this is very specific to RuPaul's Drag Race, where Jada Essence Hall, where she doesn't want you to pay attention to something, she says, look over there. And the ending of this episode was, look over there, because you missed a whole side plot that I'm like, oh yeah, totally forgot. So how do we want to talk about this chaos? Do we want to start top to bottom? Because I have bullet points. Because I found something with bullet points, so we can talk about each bullet point.
Let's get right into the bullet points.
Let's talk about surprising twists and heartbreaks. Maeve, the lady I would be a pillow princess for, teamed up with Butcher and Soldier Boy to take down Homelander. Even though it seemed unclear which way Soldier Boy was going to go up until Homelander tried to appeal to his father by bringing out little Ryan. Timeout. I loved how it went from, I'm going to fuck this guy up to, but he's my kid.
Right.
And it was just like, but you were about to kill him like 3 days ago. And also, you just came in a cup. I feel like you're not the paternal type, but whatever. It's like, and then you brought out Ryan, and I'm like, what? But he went from 0 children to dad to Paw. I want to know how this is going on right now. I'm like, okay. All right, what a happy family reunion, but not so fast. Soldier Boy called Homelander weak and sniveling, and he didn't have much love for Ryan either, striking and wounding him when the kid tried to laser Soldier Boy off Homelander. And then we're back to fuck these kids. I am very confused. Soldier Boy from like, he's my kid, to you are so weak, how dare you? And it's like, fuck these kids. I'm like, what?
I just love that he...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I love that he basically tells his whole story about how his father like called him sniveling and a disappointment, and then he sees Homelander and calls him sniveling and a disappointment. I'm like, damn, son, we just doing this?
It's like what? It's like Then it became, oh hell no. Then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, now y'all put Ryan in the mix. So, okay, Homelander and Butcher briefly found common ground, shooting lasers at Soldier Boy for what he did to Ryan. Because, hey, hi, you really are Soldier Boy. You're a piece of shit for like harming an actual kid. It's like Ryan's a kid. Like he doesn't know who the fuck you are. I'm sorry, he does not recognize you as Paw. He doesn't recognize you. While Homelander then tended to his son, Butcher and the rest of the boys tried to take out Soldier Boy. Huey turned up the lights in the studio, amplifying Annie's powers until she was floating and struck down Soldier Boy, allowing MM to put the nerve agent gas mask on him. Soldier Boy managed to escape their grasp and looked like he was about to blast everyone to death. Look over there! Because on the other side of it, Maeve was like, fuck this. Because then you see, meanwhile, Maeve and Homelander were beating the crap out of each other. He even poked one of her eyes out, but before Maeve could finally kill her tormentor, she saw Annie's pleading face and jumped out of the tower window with Soldier Boy, who exploded in the sky. He was actually put back on ice, so to speak, by Mallory. Okay, I saw your hand raised. It's so funny. Y'all can't see it. His hand was raised.
So I just had a just because because we both go to horny jail whenever we watch shows like this.
Not horny jail.
We in horny jail. Let's call it like it is.
Wow, I refuse. I'm not in jail.
I'm sorry, you're on a horny probation. So was your horny probation violated when MM wrapped up Soldier Boy and tried to choke him out with the thing?
I was like, oh man. It was like there's this tweet going around like if you come over to have fuck, do not try to have small talk with me. Whip out your dick, Anthony. That's how I felt right then. It's like, MM, whip out your dick. Whip out your dick. What are we doing? It's like, oh God. I'm like, there was a lot going on in that little bit. Mind you, I've read 3 paragraphs, but it's a lot going on. So first of all, Maeve was like, I don't give a good goddamn. I am killing this sucker. Also, he poked one of her eyes out. Also, you turned up the lights and then now this is no shade to Starlight, but it is all the shade. This lady, you turn up lights, she start floating, her eyes go like start glowing, and she just pushes him. Doesn't even like do a whole. I'm sorry. What the hell is that glow stick supposed to do? I am like, you are not like the Scarlet Witch. I'm thinking, oh my God, you turn up the lights. One, Huey, how the hell did you figure that out? Maybe because you have Meg Ryan's brain. Doesn't sound like you have Dennis Quaid's brain. I was very much like, wait, is she gonna like blow a hole through him? No. Like,
I mean, in her defense, Soldier Boy is almost as strong as Homelander. So, in some sense, I get it. Like, it's enough to knock him. It's enough to knock him back. But like, even Homelander's like optic blast, like it laser eyes. Excuse me. It takes a lot to really like do it. So I get it. But I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you. When she went all like Super Saiyan, I was like, oh, she about to. That's it.
mm-hmm.
But it was cool. It was a cool visual. It was a cool idea, and I like that they hinted towards Huey using the compound V24 one more time, and he did. So I like the fake out with that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the scene was well done, but I really would have liked it, even if she just would have knocked him back, even just some more. You know what I mean? Like maybe send him flying through a room or something.
Something like knock a hole through a wall, like nothing.
Yeah,
nothing?
it was underwhelming.
You think? I was like, wait, that's it. That's all you got. Annie, you get on my nerves. Like I like Annie, but it's like, seriously, why are you here? That's all the shade to Annie. And the thing about it is like I like Starlight but it's kind of like, but look over there. So yeah. So they put Soldier Boy back on ice because they got the nerve agent back into him, Mallory, who, by the way, I don't know why I thought this. I thought that Homelander had killed her because Ryan was with him. So I thought that he had killed Mallory.
Okay.
That's what I was like, Oh shoot, she's still alive. I thought because when he showed up with Ryan, I'm like, oh hell, he killed Mallory. Because
Yeah,
talking is not his strong suit. So that's why I
at
thought he
all.
had killed her. That's why. So when I saw her, I was like, oh, okay. Huh. And so, sidebar, y'all. So the bullets are going to be out of place with the episode. It's not. We're not doing play by play because um I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's it. There's no other reason. I'm just not doing it. Okay, next bullet point. News reports extolled brave Maeve's death, but it was all a fake out. Annie later visited Maeve, who was alive and well, minus one eye and powers. Reunited with her girlfriend, Maeve revealed that she and Elena were leaving to go somewhere. Homelander wouldn't find her. And thanks to Ashley, who finally did something good and deleted the footage of the boys rescuing Maeve, Homelander might actually have no idea that she's alive. So several things about this. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go first.
No. You go because I'm gonna play off what you said because I have thoughts.
So the first thing is, if my girlfriend was being a whole hoe bag by getting drunk and eating every pussy in town, I would not be leaving with her. Okay, it's like you go figure it out. Second of all, I don't know why I was like at the moment, oh my God, she's dead. I'm like, wait a minute. He didn't kill Kamiko either. I'm like, she just doesn't have any powers. Okay, got it. It's like, all right. Third thing, the fact that Ashley's kinky, pull out my hair, JK, I don't have any hair, pull out the wig hair, as the fact that she deleted this, I'm like, why would she do that? Because she seemingly seems extremely scared of Homelander. So why would you do that? And it's like, and why would you include a witness who doesn't seem that scared, who seems a little bit more scared, more of Homelander than you? So he could literally probably peel her skin off and she would just say it. So I don't know why you did that, but it's like that's very interesting to watch. Because I think I did predict that Maeve was going to die, but essentially her character is leaving. So I guess Maeve and the woman who betrays Maeve is not coming back because her powers are gone. So that's where I am. Because I said, I think I'm like, it's gonna be somebody, and I'm like, I hope it's not Maeve, but it might be.
When me, Brandon, and Javi were talking about this last night on the Ball Black Nurse podcast, I initially thought that Maeve was going to die as well. She was one of the people that I assumed was going to die. And then when she exploded, I was like, oh, I was right. Cool. But then I'm like, not only did Soldier Boy hit her with the radioactive blast that takes her powers away, they're falling from a height that should kill a normal human. So the fact that she survived that fall just is befuddling to me. So I don't know how much of her powers were actually taken away. That she says she's powerless, but maybe there's still some durability left. Maybe there was still some like an inkling of super strength. Because look at Kamiko. She didn't die when she got hit with the power. So who knows? I don't know if you heard me laughing when you was talking about Maeve was eating all the vagina she wanted while she was there. But I did think it was sweet that I thought it was really nice that there was that Maeve gets a happy ending of sorts, because forgiveness is a quality of the strong. And they loved each other. There was definite love there, and they may even be in love. So I love that. I enjoyed that they got back together. They were going to forgive. She was going to forgive Maeve for everything that happened, and she may have even understood why she did what she did. Now they get to live a normal life. Maeve doesn't have her powers anymore. They're going to find somewhere secluded, I guess, live on a farm, which is real sweet. I think Maeve will be back. I want to say Brandon said that he thinks that they're going to offer her Compound V when the final fight comes. I think that I agree with Brandon, but I also think that she's going to deny it. I think she's now in a place of happiness, and she's just going to just be done. I think she's done with the life. I think we'll see her one, maybe two more times before the series ends. But other than that, I think Queen Maeve is done as a hero.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that bringing her back. Maybe like maybe the last season, the series finale, maybe. Especially if they're like, who would kill Homelander? I'm like, outside of um Butcher, it would be Queen Maeve. I don't think it would be anybody else. So it's like if she really wants to end him, it's like she will come back as Queen Maeve, or she's like, you know what, I just want to live my life. I think the push that she might get is if Homelander starts looking around for her ass.
Yes.
It's like if he leaves her alone, she probably is like, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. But the minute he does something to her or harms Lena or anything like that, she'd be like, give me the shot. Give me the shot right now because I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, and I think it may not even be her. I think it's gonna be her girlfriend or wife that's gonna end up getting the one. I think she's gonna be the one who ends up getting harmed or even killed if Maeve does get back into the swing of things. I think it's gonna be something like that that gets her back into it, because I don't think she cares enough about the world to get involved as long as she has her little corner of peace.
Yeah, because it was kind of like one, she wasn't really involved in it, and not that she wasn't there, but she was. You didn't really see her a lot, and it was just very much like, I just want you to leave me alone. And she's like, I won't ever be left alone as long as he's alive. But I think with Ashley deleting the footage, for the most part, he might leave her alone because it's like, oh, she's dead, I don't care. But he knows better than that. Vought covers shit up. So it's like, is she really dead? But yeah.
And Homeland is fucked up for making her take her wig off.
Right. I was like, what the hell? Yep. Next bullet point. Thank you for bringing that up. Noir returned to Vault Tower, where he made it clear to Homelander that Soldier Boy is bad and must be killed. Oh, this is whack. Homelander asked his pal if he knew that Soldier Boy was his father, and Noir nodded yes. A distraught Homelander was shaken by the betrayal, tearfully stating, fuck, why didn't you tell me? Before punching his arm straight through Noir's chest and killing him. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the bullet point after. It's about Ashley's wig. Now, here's the several things that I saw. Was like, girl, what the hell? First, I'm glad y'all drew those cartoons in a way that y'all not going to be sued by Warner Brothers. Like, I'm glad y'all did that. Second thing is, wait a minute. Noir knew this whole time. It's like he knew also he was never going to tell you, and he probably thought Soldier Boy wasn't going to tell you because Soldier Boy didn't know either. It's like he didn't know. Soldier Boy didn't know. Homelander didn't know, but Noir knew because I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. How old? I was like, wait. When they said that he was on the team with Soldier Boy, I was like, he is old as shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I mean, he's old, but it's like he was a grown man when he was on the team. And if you're saying is like MM is talking about Soldier Boy killed his family, MM is supposed to be what, late 30s, early 40s?
About that.
So it's like this wasn't like 2 years ago. So it's like, girl, what is going on? But I'm trying to think if I predicted Noir. I don't think I did because he wasn't really there. First of all, I thought he was going to disappear and never come back. Because by the time me and Dee Dee were talking about it, we didn't really see Noir. I'm like, why the hell is he running? I was like, why is he running? I don't think Noir knew. And because when Homelander said, see, I can see your face and nobody else. I can see your scars. I can see your face. I'm like, how come we didn't know that before?
Well, I think that's why Black Noir left during that Herogasm episode, because when he started realizing what was going on, his immediate reaction was to leave, take the tracker out of his arm, and get as far away as possible, because he knew that once Soldier Boy was coming after him, there were going to be questions that he'd have to answer, especially finding out that he was part of the reason why Soldier Boy was taken by the Russians. So I think there's a benefit to not talking. And it's funny how when I was for the first year plus that I worked at my current job, I didn't really talk to many people. I kept my mouth shut, did my thing, kind of left. Talked to a select few people. And I learned a lot just not saying anything. And Soldier Boy, excuse me, not Soldier Boy, Black Noir not being able to talk and communicate, he had to find another way to keep himself occupied or be around people. I think that's one of the reasons why he was so talented. Like we saw him playing the piano in season 1. So he had to occupy himself with other things. And among those things is just sitting back and listening. When you can't interrupt anybody, all you can do is listen. So I think he just gathered a lot of information, and I think he might have accidentally, and plus he's so silent that he probably overheard all this stuff and no one even knew he was there.
I think that, so my question was, why did we not know that Homelander could see through his mask? It's like, what? It's like, wait a minute. How did we not know that? I'm like, had he not mentioned it before? I mean, mind you, I feel like a bozo saying this because he said he could hear through walls and see through walls. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm sitting here like, how did I not know that? I did, Stephanie. Oh my God.
Well, it's also
I'm
sorry. It's also one of those things where they place, like they'll mention certain things throughout the show, but then they won't mention it again for like maybe two episodes. So when it does pop up, so when it does pop up again, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot he could do that, because that's how I was.
Yeah, I am. It's like I'm surprised and not surprised that he killed Noir. Like I'm not. And the thing about it is, it's like, one, the fact that Black Noir is played by a whole black man and he always had a mask on, then he got killed in season 3. I'm like, I should feel some sort of way about this.
He ain't dead.
But I don't.
He'll be back. Let me tell you right now, he'll be back.
Because that's what I was wondering. Because I'm like, wait a minute, this man, by the cartoons, this man like had half of his head like shaved down or whatever, like beaten bloody, and Homelander like pulled his brain, like his whole heart out, or his lungs, or whatever the hell he was aiming. And I'm like, why do I feel like he's not dead?
Well, Irving is dead. Irving's dead. We're not going to see Irving again, but we will see. I wholeheartedly believe we're going to see Black Noir again, though. Now,
so Black Noir is something separate?
I think they're going to make him something separate. I think one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to see an ending similar to the comic books of Black Noir, which I won't get into, or Black Noir is going to come back and it's going to be Soldier Boy. Regardless of how it comes back, Black Noir is going to be Vought's contingency plan for Homelander.
And they honestly need one, because Stan is not dead. Giancarlo Esposito, my legend, is still very much there. But y'all gonna sit him down. Hopefully he's back for season 4, because I need him back to literally roast Homelander. I'm like, there are people who could not mouth off to you, and literally Stan had the last word, sipped his tea, and walked out the door, and you did nothing. And it's kind of like, why did you not do nothing? And I'm wondering if it has to do with his daughter. Like, if I kill him, she's not going to work with me. So I can't kill Stan, even though that's technically not her father. I don't know the deal with that.
It's like the adopted father thing. It's kind of like, I think he really grabbed her just because he was looking for a future protege. I wouldn't be shocked if Stan Edgar saw all of this coming. He's that smart. Like, he could set all of this in motion and just never, and as long as he sticks with the plan, he'll be fine. And I loved how sure he is in himself and how confident he is that Homelander will just screw up. When he looked him dead in the face and was just like, "You're nothing to me. You're just bad product," and then left.
And just left. And you let him leave. I'm like, wait a minute. You kill anybody who looked at you wrong, or maim them, or like shit. We'll get to the end of this damn episode now. I was like, girl, what? But I'm sorry, get to the end of the episode later. But it's like, how does Stan Edgar literally make you his bitch every damn second? He always like sunning your ass. Like, that's the funniest thing ever. So let's see if we'll get Zombie Noir. Black Zombie. I don't know. Maybe I'll get Zombie Noir. After Noir's death, Homelander lamented his sad excuse for a team/family in the
you did not call it a sad excuse for a team.
He did. That's what it said. Hello? It's what it said. And they are pathetic. In the Deep, A-Train, and Ashley, he made the Deep kill the VP candidate to prove himself. Victoria Newman was then selected for the gig and forced Ashley to take off her wig, which was very interesting because I don't have a wig on. I'm like, I know damn well it's a wig, but I'm black, so I know it's a wig. But I thought it was very funny. I'm like, this man can see through walls. You don't think he can see that you have a wig on your head? Hello. He killed Noir. And I'm like, wait, do they know that? Do they know that he is the one who killed Black Noir? I feel like he didn't tell them. I don't know. Did he? I can't remember. He may have just said, yeah, I fucking killed him. Because let me tell you, he's disloyal. Let me tell you, I'll bitch ass or something. Wait. Because I'm like, I don't know what it is about A-Train. I don't know what it is. But, and I don't usually do this, okay? But the Deep
Oh, I
is
love.
such, he is such a power bottom that is actually kind of funny to watch.
He's not even a power bottom. He's just a bottom.
I'm saying power, meaning that he literally just lay there and just let you take him.
Yeah.
Like he would have let his wife peg him. I'm so convinced of this.
What did Maeve say to Huey? She goes, "Why don't you walk around with a sign on your face that says, 'Hi, I'm a bottom'?"
It's like the thing about it is, I'm like, I swear, I love the character The Deep. I also love that he is such a bitch, and I also love that everybody calls him a bitch. I love all of this. I love all of this about The Deep. Because I was like, wait, who are you killing? I'm like, who's this guy you gotta kill? I'm like, who is this? Didn't even think anything about it until you see Victoria Newman being the VP can't. Oh,
Yup.
my. Oh my. Because nobody knows that she's a soup except for Homelander. They don't know that about her. I'm
Huey,
like, wait a minute.
The boys know.
The boys know, but no, none of the humans really know. I don't think a lot of people at Vought know either.
I don't think so.
Except for Starlight. I think Starlight knows.
She
but I don't think Maeve
knew.
knew.
Boys.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying, like, in those walls, I think maybe Ashley knows, but who knows? Because she's too busy pegging dudes and like taking out hair from her wigs. So I don't think she knows. So I think Starlight knew, Homelander knows, but I think out and about, and a lot of people don't know that because she had it cleaned up because Stan was able to clean shit up for her. Mm-hmm. Now you got rid of him, put Homelander in charge, and he's like, we're gonna work together. I was like, what is he talking about? I'm like, yeah, because this is VP of the United States. Oh my God.
So the funny thing about it is in the comic books, it's the comic books, it's a guy who's the vice president. His name is Victor Newman. And the idea in the comic books was to get a vice president that's soup friendly. Now they literally have a vice president that is a soup, who is also soup friendly, considering everything that she is and the deals that she's made with Homelander, which I'm assuming she knew that she was eventually going to be in the running. Now the question is, how close to the comic books do they go, where Dakota Bob, who they're called Dakota Bob, who's running for president, does he become president and then end up getting killed to make Victoria Newman the president?
Yeah, because literally all she has to do is pop their heads off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, that's a dangerous thing, because I think it was a few episodes before where Victoria was with Starlight and she started lighting up her eyes. She's like, girl, put those things away. I'm like, God damn it. Are you really not Stan Edgar's daughter? Because y'all kind of do the same thing. Maybe you are his daughter.
For real. I never thought about that. Maybe the reason where maybe this all happened, maybe he adopted her because she really is his biological daughter.
Yeah, I'm just like, and the fact that like A-Train is just sitting there like some bitch, I'm like, girl. And also, this is the second thing that's very interesting about Ashley. Why are you covering up that he killed Blue Hawk? I'm like, what is the point with you? Girl, what you doing? And of course, Homelander's like, how dare you kill one of your own? I'm like, oh, we're doing this. And bald ass Ashley was not on my bingo card for the boys.
Bald ass Ashley. Yo, I feel so bad for her because on one hand, she's trying really hard to be a strong CEO. And in some ways, she's doing a good job of it. But she also knows that if she crosses Homelander, she could die. They'll never find her body.
Ever.
And if
Hello.
they do, it'll look like just some random soup killing.
Hello. Because they got rid of that little boy band member. It's like y'all don't even talk about him. And y'all had a whole reality show centered around him.
For real.
I Yeah, it's like nobody's talking about that. That's so funny. my nemesis. Well, this is Dee Dee's nemesis. Now that he's got a new heart, A-Train asked his brother to coach him, but Nathan figured out that A-Train killed Blue Hawk and shouted at A-Train to stay out of his life. Now, this scene I loved way too much because I know that part, and two, I know your cool ass did not think that your brother was going to come in here going, "Oh, thank you, you ended this." No, no, no. He deserved to go to jail. I cannot walk anymore. He put me into a wheelchair. What did you think I was going to say to you? And it's like, thank you for pointing out you did not do that for me. You did it for you.
Yeah.
That was not for you. Because if that was the case, if it was for everybody else, you should have broke his arms and legs and let him sit in that neighborhood and let people literally take shots at his ass. If that was for other people, that wasn't for you. I don't mind him getting dragged by A-Train. How and ever. That wasn't for your brother. Because one, you didn't come back there to help him. You came back there, it's like, now you can help me. Bitch, fuck you. Yep. You came like, I don't need you to help me get a job, sir. Stop making me work for the money. Just fucking take care of me. Like, what did you think he was going to say? It's like, see, now you can trade me, and now you can do this and this money. First of all, rich brother of mine, why would I have to work? For what?
Fucking coon train.
Get the fuck out of here. I say, you are such a piece of shit. Another character that I just love to hate. I don't love to hate Starlight because I like the character, but I'm just like, girl, why are you here? Girl, what is your power besides belting out Britney Spears songs? What is your power? What do you do? Except light up a room.
Undefined light powers.
You say define light powers?
No, undefined light powers.
That's the name of the show. Undefined light powers.
You know, I like Starlight. I like her more this season, and I actually think she's better in the series than she is in the comic book. In the comic book, in the comic book, she didn't get strong until well into the series.
Mm-hmm.
In this, she's been, I guess, raging against the machine since what, like episode 4, season 1. Like, you know what I mean? She took back the power and everything else that happened to her. So, and on top of that, she publicly gave up her superhero life, told the world who she was, exposed Vought, exposed Homelander, continued to fight, and then threw her life on the line when it was time to go fight Homelander, knowing damn well she could have died. You know what I mean? So I like Annie January / Starlight in this a lot more than I do the comic books. I continue to like her more as the series goes on, and I truly believe in season 4 she's going to be an even better character than she has been.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm really waiting to like go, this is why you're here, and I haven't seen it yet, and I'm like, this is why I can't deal with you right now, ma'am. Also, I'm like, your mama just gonna let you quit because your mama was, your stage mama, your diva dance mama is okay with this, but she in another state. I don't know. Maybe she just don't care. I'm all for this. I'm all for A-Train being sunned because it's like your brother can cuss you the fuck out. Also, you better be paying every fucking bill in that house. And I mean it because one, you marched Blue Hawk up in that room with those people. This is on you. Yep. It's like you can't control someone who's that. So which is why I'm like, I'm glad you dragged him. However, comma, You need to fix every fucking thing that you broke because you brought that maniac to those people. This is on you. Your brother should not be having to work. Work for what? What is he working for? For what? You don't get your coon ass out there and go make sure that, excuse me, take care of all his medical bills. He better his fridge better be stocked. He better have his own personal care assistant. He better not have to lift a finger.
Yeah, do that shit. Like another reason you can. We actually had a conversation about this on my homegirl show, Pandagasms, when we were talking about it's like some apologies aren't for the person you're apologizing to. Sometimes it's for yourself.
It's just apologies for you. They're not for the other person.
So we can have that conversation because I think it can be both. I think it can honestly be both. In that situation, it was specifically for him. He felt bad for the part he played. He felt bad for the position he put his brother in. He felt bad because he knew he shouldn't have killed him. So all of that was all self-serving. If he really wanted to do something, he could anonymously put some charities in his name, anonymously pay for his bills, anonymously. Jay-Z line, the purest form of giving is anonymous to anonymous. Like, you know what I mean? So if there are ways to go on about this, but he wanted to come back and he wanted to be the hero.
Right. And it's like, wrong move, A-Train. That was definitely a misstep. I'm glad you got a new heart. That means you can excuse me, this ain't about you just becoming back to your glory. That means you can take care of him. And it's like, because how you should have led it was, this is on me and I'm going to take care of you because I fucked this up. He is not taking ownership of that. That's the issue. You walked in there not being accountable. It's like, baby, you set this up. Why are you not being more accountable to this? Just say it. I'm like, I'm gonna make like you ain't gotta do nothing else. This is on me and I'm gonna take care of you. Even though his brother probably would not take it. Don't blame him. But still. Sir, do it anonymously. You ain't gotta announce it to him. Just take care of it.
But you hit the nail on the head when you called it accountability. That's one of the biggest things about this show is all of these superheroes I shouldn't say all of them, but the majority of these superheroes don't know what accountability is because once they get their powers, they've already hit the jackpot, unless you're one of the unfortunate ones who end up deformed because of the things that happen to you. So since A-Train may have actually been a good person, because I really feel, because if he wasn't a good person, his brother wouldn't have been fucking with him from the get-go. However, we see this in our community when sometimes like we're not really taught how to spend this money and how to like keep these people that aren't beneficial to our lives away from us. Jalen Rose talked about this on his podcast once, and he mentioned entourages and how a lot of times they're like you think like, you know, the best thing to do is to bring the people from your neighborhood and the people that you know are closest to you, when realistically some of those people are just yes men. They're not only are they yes men, they're there for the money. So if, like, for example, let's take Valkyrie, for example, my wife. I hit for $100 million. And if I start cooning it out, she's gonna slap the shit out of me and go, what the fuck?
What the hell is wrong with you doing?
Exactly. My best friend Lavelle, my homie, like my brother Harvey, all of them, you, Charmaine, like Brandon, all of y'all are gonna go, what the fuck is going on? Because these are the type of people you keep in your circle. A-Train, all he had was his brother. So when he went over the vault, he lost the person that he was, disappeared because all he could see was the money, the fame, the glory, the women, and the notoriety.
Because he was getting it hand over fist. It's like this man literally ran right into a whole person and turned them into puddles.
Yep.
And it was like he didn't even care.
Nope.
And even the apology he gave to Huey during Hero Gathering, it was like you are annoyed that it's like he's still mad. I'm like, you killed a whole person, sir. What are you doing? You killed a whole person. And it's like you did not want to be held accountable for that. That is his problem. That's why he coon trained, and that is why he is Dee Dee's nemesis. It's like, I can see why you're their nemesis. I can see why. I'm just saying. Okay.
You ain't wrong. And
hey, Butcher found out that he has only 12 to 18 months to live thanks to all that, the temp V that he took. So this is very interesting because now I'm like, he took a little bit more than Huey, but not that much more. So it's kind of like, okay, so what's happening with Huey? Because you only stopped him from taking what, like one or two less doses than he was before. But
Yep.
I wasn't keeping count of how many times he actually did it. Because it only worked for like 24 hours. But it was like, how many days was he doing this? I don't think he was taking this. Huey wasn't taking it straight. So I don't know how many times he did it. But with Butcher, it was kind of like, oh, he did this for a little while, but he also kept getting sick.
I say two, but now that I think about it, I feel like he did take it 3 times. It was once in Russia, once in
Mm-hmm.
Herogasm, and then
Mm-hmm.
again when they went to go find Mindwave. But then again, the Herogasm Mindwave thing could have been within 24 hours. So who knows?
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm not even sure. So it's kind of like when they said he has 12 to 18 months, and it was kind of, he was like, I kind of don't care. Um, he was like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this. It's like, okay. Because when you got Annie throwing out um her costume, which by the way, girl, I'm like, you're throwing it in a trash chute. We're not burning it. We're not using our little light bright eyes to burn it. No,
We're
we're
not
gonna
selling
throw
it
it in
on
the trash
eBay.
chute. Girl, you could have got money from this. It's like, girl, what? And then to watch Busher stand in the doorway drinking a drink, I'm like, why is this the funniest thing I've ever seen? And
Because Butcher has the balls the size of fucking coconuts.
I
It's,
said, they're like, we fucking hate you. He's like, skip it. It's like, what? He don't care. I'm like, I get it. You hate me. However,
you need
we
me.
just gonna keep going. We keep the party going. He's like, we got bigger fish to fry. Because then it comes to the full, like, the we should have been looking over there. Because how the hell is she on the television? And one, she is extremely dangerous because she can just pop your head for you just by looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so when are y'all gonna see? That means that Homelander is going to have to poke her eyes out.
That's it.
He
But
knows
that's
how to
all
poke
he
out
needs.
eyes, but that
But
means he got to get close enough. But that's the thing, he will be able to fast enough to get close enough.
yep.
Oh my God, I'm not a writer on this show, y'all. I have not watched this. I have not read the comic books, but I'm thinking like, hey, this is what we're going to have to do. I don't know. Annie is now one of the boys. Butcher is back. It doesn't look like he has told them, and I have a feeling Butcher is not going to tell them.
Nope.
He just going to die. And they'll be like, what? Why didn't you tell us? He's like, tell y'all for what? What you going to do? Nothing. You can't fix it.
Actually, let me say, oi, because it's none of your fucking business.
Pretty much. You know is what it's going to be. It's like, he's not going to tell them. He's not going to tell them. All right. We have approached the final scene.
Da, 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 da.
In the final scene, Homelander introduced Ryan, who had chosen him at the end of the big, like when they got down Soldier Boy, Ryan was like, come on, let's leave. And Butcher's like, don't do this. And I'm like, Butcher, shut up, because he's saving your life. Soldier Boy could end all of you in this room. And Ryan's like, no, let's just go. No, let's just go. And I get it. You don't want him to leave, but be very clear. He just saved all of y'all lives. He saved all of you because he
Yeah, he did.
said, nope, let's go. So he introduced Ryan to a rally of Stormfront supporters. When a Starlight believer threw a cup, striking Ryan, Homelander lasered his head right off. The crowd stood in silence. Then MM's daughter, stepdad, started cheering for
Bitch ass
Homelander.
Todd.
I did not recognize him at first. I'm like, why is this important? Oh my God. But yeah, he was standing there applauding, and everyone quickly followed suit, even stunning Homelander with their show support. Ryan watched and then had a little disturbing smile. I didn't realize that guy was, I was like, you get get your baby out of that house with that man.
But the funny thing about it is, they're gonna die. I honestly believe that both his daughter and his wife are gonna die due to a Homelander or Todd related incident. Um, everything that happened, and I'm so happy you brought this up. Ryan smiling is the scariest thing that happens
Scariest
in
thing in
this
the
show.
world.
That is the
Mm-mm.
scariest part about it, because he went from someone who wanted to be good, and it was, and unfortunately it's Butcher's fault. He thought he was protecting Ryan by pushing him away, but realistically all he did was push him into the arms of Homelander. And now he really sees, as Homelander says, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to stop him now? His dad's Homelander. He's going to be the most popular kid in the world. And now that on top of Homelander being the most popular superhero in the world, he's a popular superhero with a blonde hair, blue-eyed, white son with superpowers as well.
And he literally killed somebody in broad daylight. And it was kind of like, one, there's several things going on. One, why the fuck would you throw that at his kid? Two, why would you throw that at Homelander, who literally has laser eyes and has superpowers and could kill you? Temper. Why would you do that? And I'm like, well, so I kind of saw that coming. But the fact that people are like, that's right, you kill people like that. Girl, what?
So I have a theory, and it's something that I've been working on this particular theory for a while, but I actually now have an acronym for it. Whenever you look at something, when you look at the things that happen in the world, you look at the problems that we have going on, it all comes down to the map. The map is an acronym for money, arrogance, and power. Those are the three things in the world that will do it. That little dumb motherfucker threw it at him because he was arrogant. He thought, oh, it's like when someone punches a celebrity and then tries to sue when they hit him back. They're arrogant enough to think that they can't get fucked up too. Like, you see the dude who tried to fight Mike Tyson on a plane? How arrogant are you?
And then people say, how dare you fight him on a plane? Because that man wouldn't leave him alone. He is Iron Mike Tyson. I don't give a good goddamn what y'all say.
He's still the scariest fucking man on the planet. You know what I mean? So it was arrogant. And it's one of those things where it's because as soon as he did it, he didn't realize how badly he fucked up until it got quiet. Now, if you're from the hood, you know what it feels like when the air gets still. Either something bad is going to happen, or you need to get out of the situation you're in. And he didn't realize how badly he fucked up until the air got still and everybody turned around and looked at him. Now, had that been me, and first off, I'm not throwing anything at a little kid. Second off, I'm not throwing something at Homelander's kid. But had that been me, as soon as that air would have got still, I would have just blended right in with the rest of the crowd. He stood there.
It was like, oh, you thought nothing was going to happen. See, this is what I keep telling people about Homelander. Homelander is Superman. He had a goddamn audacity. It's like, y'all better stop playing. It's like, one, you can expect Superman to go, hey, that's not nice. Not Homelander. He looks like, I'm sorry, but who the fuck do you think you are? Do you know who the fuck I am? Come on now.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like, what y'all gonna do? Arrest me? You're not. Get out of my face.
How?
How are you gonna do that? There's no, Krypton is not real, so there's no kryptonite. Try something else, bitch.
Shit, he's Homelander's lucky Maeve didn't kill him because she had him on a rope, stabbed that motherfucker right in his ear.
Because I was like, so is he gonna get healed from that, or?
Yeah, he heals. He heals faster than most. I don't think he's like Wolverine level because he still had bruises when he went to go see Maeve after Herogasm.
So I guess my question about Homelander is, you know how they give like the V, like the V that everybody give him superpowers. It seems like he has a lot of them.
Yeah,
and I'm like, did he give them more shots? But he also is made from Soldier Boy. So do you think that's part of the reason why it seems like he has more powers than everybody else?
He was genetically he was made to be genetically perfect. So when with Soldier Boy jacked into that cup and they created him, they probably started adding like, okay, so he has a super strength, let's make him stronger. He's invulnerable, let's make him even tougher. So rise, like, you know what I mean? Let's give him the ability that let's improve on everything that Soldier Boy was. Not even, and it's funny because not even just physically, they literally wrapped him around an American flag with eagle shoulder pads.
Correct. Because the reason why I keep saying Superman and not Captain America is because Captain America can't fly.
No. Well, Soldier Boy is supposed to be Captain America. Like that's where the comparison is supposed to be. Like, you know what I mean? But like Homelander is literally Superman, just not, but you know, he's Superman if Superman was raised in a bunker and was a dumbass.
The thing, if he had audacity, could you imagine if Superman was like not trying to make y'all less scared, but just feeding to the fact that you're fucking scared of me? I could break you.
Well, he said that in the Injustice comic book, one of the funniest things he said to someone, he looked at someone looked at a superhero dead in the face and went, "Go take your hurt feelings elsewhere." Like Superman in the Injustice comic book did not give a flying fuck. Like he was killing people, but at least with Superman, there was a sense of peace, even in that like him being evil, at least there was that sense of, hey, I want to do better. I want this to be a better world. And as long as you're not committing any crimes, usually you're fine. As long as you don't oppose them, you're fine. Homelander might just walk up to you and then skull fuck you and kill you just because he's bored.
That's the thing. So yeah, because I'm like, I'm glad you mentioned it. See, this is why I love talking to my blurry friends, because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not that far off, even though I'm not reading the comic books. Because when you think about Soldier Boy and Captain America, I'm like, yeah, that's who Captain America would be if he was a lot more racist than you. If he's a lot more racist, if you allow him to be as a white boy growing up in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, he's privileged.
Sir, get the fuck out of my face. It's like he's so tolerant as a white man growing up in Brooklyn, New York. Girl, fuck you. It's like, girl, fuck you. Okay? Because it seemed like Soulja Boy is like, he be one. That's the thing. It's like, I wonder, it's interesting that Soulja Boy was put on ice, and how many years ago you got Stormfront. They didn't know each other? That was my first thought. You didn't know her? You didn't know her at all? And you still want us to believe that she just died? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That don't make sense to me. And it still don't make sense. There's something y'all not saying. Because that was the other thing. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. She just chewed on her own tongue and died. That's what y'all telling us? That don't seem real. That don't seem real. I'm like, I don't buy it.
Every time I talk about this show, it makes me want to go back and watch it all over again. So I think when I do my writing, I think I'm going to start watching The Boys from season 1 and work my way through again, because there was so much
what I'm about to do. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm impressed with how great this show is, but I'm also not shocked because Eric Kipke, I might be mispronouncing his name, also worked on Supernatural. Seth Rogen. Yes, Seth Rogen is a huge comic book fan who's worked on Invincible. He's worked on
I can't wait for that to come back, by the way.
Yeah, which we can do a show on that as well. So there's a lot that goes on with the two people who are in charge of this. So they love the comic books, they know action, they know how to do a series. So I'm impressed, but I'm also not shocked because they're damn good at what they do.
Okay. That's a good point. That is a good point. There's so many little things. It's like they drop little nuggets here and there. You're like, oh yeah. Because the thing about it is, even with Noir laying there dying, I'm like, why do I feel like he's not dead? Because it's like, if this man could literally like tear off half of your head and now you got to wear a mask, and it's like, how the fuck are you still alive and functioning? I feel like you would be alive too after his son beat your ass. Because I'm sitting there like, what was going to be the end game of this? What was he supposed to do?
Now, bust this. To your point, what you just said. Now imagine if Now imagine if Black Noir isn't dead, because, like you said, like he survived literally getting his brains bashed So he could come back and then and just fix them all right up. They give him a couple of upgrades. They line his suit with something that Homelander can't see or smell through. So now he can't tell what he's thinking or what his facial expressions look like. You know what I mean? So what's the phrase? We can rebuild him. We can make him stronger. Like I said, Black Noir will be back.
I hope so. Because I'm like, I don't understand this. Part of me feels like, girl, what is going on in this room? Because it's like, girl, what is going on in this room? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But you know what? I'm excited for season 4 because after watching this and Stranger Things, which by the way, guys, I'm tapping Shantae so she can recap Stranger Things with me. These two shows are making me want to go back and watch from the beginning, especially this show and especially Stranger Things. Because I'm like, now I'm going to go back and watch.
I have some thoughts on Stranger Things. You can call my show. We could talk about it because I am both happy and very disappointed in a lot of that show. So we can talk.
Yeah, because it's like, I think my biggest takeaway is Hot Hopper. Okay. I love
Hopper.
Hot Hopper. Okay. Like, hello, Hot Hopper. Ow.
Yo, you just like men who look like old porn stars. Because Hopper certainly looks like someone.
He most certainly does. I don't know. That might be my thing. That might be my thing of either you look or sound like a 1972 porn star.
And let me tell you, it's funny because everyone and I think one of the and I got so much shit for this when I said Stormfront. I was like, look, I was like, I like a woman that'll slap me.
So, not this racist lady. Because also, I'm like, wait a minute, she did, and y'all got Stormfront supporters. Talk about, girl, y'all look stupid. Then you got Starlight believers. And then I'm just like, this is so weird. I'm like, I'm a Starlight supporter. So you're a supporter of light bulbs? I don't understand. I'm not trying to tell y'all to be a Stormfront supporter. I'm just like, oh Lord, you're like those. Oh, good. You know what? We got the Trumpers on one side, Stormfront, versus the white moderate on the other side with Starlight. Yeah, I said it. It's the white moderate. You're welcome.
All I'm
well-meaning saying, white people.
All I'm saying is this: if she willingly fucks me, she's not as racist as she says she is.
All right. What? You know what? Shout out to everybody at It's Been Fun. This will wait.
Hey, y'all can give me all the shit you want. Old man Wade Calm on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh my God. People are like, what are you doing? I'm like, he's feeding into the stereotype of other black men, but at least he's saying that facetiously. There meant his counterparts in the same demographic, not his counterparts, folks in the same demographic, they say it without being funny. They mean that shit.
Let's not get it twisted. If all things are real, I'm not fucking a racist. I'm not fucking a former Nazi. I'm not fucking a former Nazi. But correct, like just for the sake of the joke and for like how she looks physically, yes.
Correct. That's it. That's all we got. That's it. I just want to let y'all know that's just how that's going. So we just want to let y'all know that's how that's going. But I think that is the season. We're excited about season 4 whenever that's coming. We're not going to get back my boy Jensen Ackles, who's married, y'all. I am not a homewrecker. Okay.
Married, 2 kids, just took his daughter on her first.
Just stop twisting the knife, sir, please.
My bad, dog.
Just look. Why can't like the hot white guys I like be a bunch of sluts but don't have no ties to the real life? Don't have no children and no wife. What am I supposed to do with that? Nothing. I can't hoe around with that. What I look like? No, I'm not doing it. I don't have time. I don't have time to beat up nobody's wife. Okay. Yeah, I said it. I don't have time to beat somebody's wife. And that little girl, his children will come and tell you, please don't make me call my nephew because he will beat y'all ass.
She may be into watching.
better yet, don't make me call somebody else's daughter. My goddaughter will beat your ass. Get on my face, okay? She'll mollywop you.
See, this is where you got to think of it this way. What you should be thinking about is you meet up with Jensen Eccles. He sees you. He likes you. His wife's like, hey, you can do it. I just want to watch.
And she will be giving quite a show. See how we are? Oh man, Wade, before we get on out of here, first thing, thank you as always for being wonderful. Love it when you're here. I really do. It's always funny. I always have fun. And we are going to have your auntie cast. I know we had one, but I feel like that's a precursor to what it really will be when Charmaine and I are there, because, we don't know how to behave ourselves.
Which is great. And the audio will be better now that I have a different microphone and a much better microphone too. So there's also that.
Oh, I'm so excited. Come on, updated equipment. I love it. Please tell them how they can find you. They can find your shows, plural.
So you can find me at oldmanwadecom, OldManWadecom on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me on the Old Man Wade Show wherever you get your podcast, except for SoundCloud. And you can find the Bald Black Nerds podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon. Those are the ones that I know of. But the Bald Black Nerds podcast is me, Woke Von Doom, and Brandon Norton talking nerd shit.
Talk y'all shit. Look here, I don't usually advocate for black men on podcasts, but I advocate for these black men because Lord have mercy, some of y'all don't need. I'm like, you just want to knock on the door.
So can I just say it?
Go ahead.
Can I just say it? Some of y'all are bitch ass niggas.
I'm saying, I'm like, I feel like there needs to be some kind of application program for y'all to get on podcasts, because some of y'all just be talking out y'all asses. I was like, so give me a microphone. Yeah. Give me your microphone. Give me your internet.
Have fun being on the wrong side of history, douchebags.
Please. And then they might be like, you see, it's all fun and games until Blue Ivy Cardi come down and shut down the internet, and then you be like, what just happened? She told y'all, shut the fuck up. I will shut this shit down. And I don't want her shutting me down, okay? I don't want her shutting me down. But yeah, stop doing this and stop embarrassing y'all demographic. You're not embarrassing.
Stop embarrassing me. I'm tired of apologizing.
That's what I'm saying.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Stop embarrassing y'all demographic, the demographic that is black men. And yeah, I'm including everybody: queer, straight, cis, trans. Stop embarrassing y'all demographic. I know it's different demographics. It's sub-demographics. I get it. However, y'all are embarrassing y'all demographic. Stop embarrassing us. Stop embarrassing me in front of black trans women, okay? Stop embarrassing my demographic in front of black trans women. Because I'm like, girl, I'm like, look, stop embarrassing us. And I didn't say in front of white people, because white people don't give that much shit. They hate us. A lot of them hate us anyway. They just hate the demographic that is black anyway. So you could be minding your black ass business, as usually we are, and someone still is coming in to actually tell us how much they hate us or tell us how we should be acting, when it should be like, girl, shut the fuck up and mind your business. Go not season your food and not wipe your ass and not wash your legs and leave me alone.
Yo, I
do
heard
all of those things.
Yo, I heard this joke. Someone said, y'all came all the way from Europe from spices and then stopped seasoning your food.
How about that? It's like, we're in India. Girl, what? I'm like, have you been to India? Have you met any Indian people? It's not that there aren't seasons. It's more than you actually could handle. And I love it.
Oh, yes.
Child, yes. Oh, Lord. Stealing people from another continent to clean, and y'all don't wash your bodies. Huh, tragic. Okay. And calling other people dirty. Get out of my face. All right. Y'all, this
the
is
audacity to have this undefined bright powers.
Undefined. I was like, what the hell is she supposed to do? But y'all, this has been the Mocha Minutes podcast. I will be back next week with Miss Shantae talking about Stranger Things. I will find an 80s earworm for us. Even though there was an 80s earworm. I don't know. All right, y'all. Bye.
I told myself I wouldn't make these videos no more, and I really don't want to, but I have to do this one. Saw a video right now, just now, of a black American girl, and she was saying how the system tricked black women into this whole independence thing, because she said essentially when black women went with this whole independent mindset, the black men left or they got driven out, and so the system was able to come in and snatch the children. And she was saying, black men, humble yourselves and come back because we need you, type of thing. And I guess a black guy stitched her video. And this guy was black. He's like midnight black. And he said, we've been telling y'all since the 80s and the 90s, talking to black women. We've been telling y'all since the 80s and 90s. And he said, if y'all want us to come back, y'all got to fix y'all issues. And he said, and understand that we have options now. Now we have white girls and Asian girls, and we have options now, so we don't have to come back to you, black woman. And I thought to myself, what a real bitch. As if, and I'm not a racist, never been a racist in my whole life, but as if you think that you're going to go out there and date a white girl and the whole white race and all her family is just going to love you. I guarantee you somebody in her family sees you as a nigger. If she's Chinese, if she's Indian, I don't care. Somebody in her family sees you as a nigger. And when you have a child with her, they're going to see your child as a nigger too. And just imagine in the future, a man looks at your daughter, your black daughter, and say, hey, black girl, you have issues, get right if you want me to come back. See, your mother's black, and you're a bitch. And so I want to say something to black American women. Listen, there's plenty of good black men in the world. There's Jamaicans, Haitians, Bahamians, Trinidadians, Africans. We're here. I mean, not me, because I'm taken. I got my black woman and my 2 black baby daughters. But there's good men out here. So don't you let no dirty, stinking, no good Negro tell you that you have to get right so he can come back. Because he's already a bitch gone by the wayside. He ain't no black man. He don't know what the fuck he is. Because no good black man in them life would ever, because they date a white girl or whatever else, look at black women as a whole collective and say, get right before I come back. Fuck off. And go about your bumbuckler self. You're not needed in this race. Black woman, leave those stinking niggers alone.